tested by the motion, loving this devotion. Live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up where I'm going. Stay on the fly just in time, know the right way to go. I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show. You always take me so high, you always make the highlights. I love the way we vibe, you're like a centerfold. Ooh, that sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat.
Morning, folks. Morning. Hope you guys are well. Morning, Stephen. If you're in the room, come and say hello. I haven't done my scan this morning. I'll do it now on stream because I was out re-registering my car this morning, which is I guess something you have to do. But I was out this morning, so I didn't have time to come back and do my scan. But I'll go through it today. Before I do that, I'll go through USD NOK. Obviously, I'm certainly in a drawdown. You know, certainly struggling here to find any sort of winner right now. I don't like the idea of being under 160. Obviously, 160 is the end of my buffer. So now I'm into that 8% they have a withdrawal. So it's not a position I particularly like to be in or want to be in, obviously. So I was kind of thinking last night of okay, what do I do here? I hate the idea of reducing risk. I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that, you know, for example, if I reduce my risk down to 1%, now I'm probably, I'll go through my options. Actually, let's get, I wouldn't mind your guys' feedback as well. But I think I know what I'm going to do. But if I go down to 1%, and let's say I have an aggressive entry, which we know has a lower win rate but a higher payoff, you know, the last two I think I've lost, but the winners they have a payoff of about, I think it's 3.7, which is roughly 7%, let's say, when they're a winner. However, if I reduce my risk to 1%, that winner is only 3 to 4, right? And then let's say I get up over 60, I go back to 2% and I lose the next one, you kind of come down. So that's why I don't particularly like the idea of reducing risk. However, I'm in the position where, you know, I can't keep losing trades. I can't go 10 months and ultimately end up losing that 8%. So what I think I'm going to do on the next trade is risk 2%, but be a lot more fluid with it. So if I see it kind of doing price action, essentially if I'm taking a breakout and I don't see it move properly, I might just cut out of it. And, you know, let's say if it does come back 1% and I just cut out. Because I need something that just goes to get me over that 160k mark. That just gives me a little bit more, again, buffer and a little bit of breathing room, so I don't have to worry about losing this account. But I have to say, I'm not sure if you guys are the same. Let me know. But I'm feeling absolutely no resonation with this market. Absolutely none whatsoever. So I have to make sure the next trade I take, I'm so comfortable with. Not that I'm ever not comfortable. You know, with USD NOK, for example, I always kind of go over my trades that I take and say, well, would I have taken that again? And the answer for USD NOK would be, I take that 10 times out of 10. You know, I take this trade as an aggressive entry with where the daily higher time frame context was, with where the dollar is. I take that every day of the week. You know, we obviously came up and got picked out on this move. I wouldn't be surprised if this came down, but in terms of longevity of our second structure here from our first, it's not something that I can take potentially on the daily, but again, something I think I just leave. But it's certainly a difficult market. Again, let me know if you guys are facing something similar. Yeah. Pankaj, I'm in a sell position. Can I close at 160.5? Which pair are you talking about, Pankaj? 160.5. Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. I mean, I'm you know, I did think the SPX would move a little bit. Fair enough, we not had a proper break. Maybe that's why we're still getting a little bit of lack of momentum, a lack of follow through. Don't Dollar as well. I mean, dollar is kind of doing what you want, but getting the trades, it has been difficult. You know, again, I can go back to USD SEC where I could say, well, I kind of thought this would move down, but I would have been out if I'd taken that, which, again, it wasn't an entry. I would have been out of this as well. So, you know, finding that 1R, finding that 2R trade is something that is becoming quite difficult right now. And again, the idea of reducing risk, I just don't like when you're let's say I'm now 3 months into a drawdown, which is the same as I was in early 2022, and then boom, off they go. So I hate the idea of reducing risk and then boom, I get a couple of good trades, if you see what I mean. But I can't lose the account, you know, I can't lose this account, so I have to be kind of smart with it and make sure the next trade is a winner. Although, you know, obviously there's no way I can do that. I could have the best setup in the world and it could still be a loser, which is why this drawdown buffer is so important. So, you know, even me having I think a 17% drawdown buffer, and I've still got about 6% left. You know, it's difficult. It's difficult. But again, where's the fun if it's always easy, right? Can you check out, Calamity, can you check out Euro Pound long buys? Yeah, I'll go through all of them, Calamity. Silver, I've only taken one trade this month. It's difficult to find something decent. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But there's a positive in that, right? Is that we can look at it as it's January. There's 11 more months and still a little bit of January to go to get to the percentage return on the year that we want to get to. So if you take a quiet January, February for a great year, you do that all day, right? And as I said, these are the periods where you've just got to get through them. You've just got to get through them because they will come, and they're like, as I say, like buses. You don't get any for ages, and then two come up at the same time. So I may go in February, two big trades come up in a week, and I make potentially 15-20%, you know. Just got to wait for those times. Let's check Euro Pound first then, since we're here. I'll check Euro Pound and I'll go through all the watch list for me and we can have a chat. Euro Pound. We've got a long bias. Euro Pound long bias. I mean, monthly looks all right from recent price action. Here, which is not bad. It's obviously rangy, right? It's definitely rangy. But looking at the previous month, I'm just trying to get a proper direction because weekly, I don't really like this price action on the weekly. I certainly don't like last week. But we have come from here. Daily. Don't really like. I'm just not a big fan of the price action here. Could say it came back and fake to the downside, push up. We're maybe losing momentum to the upside a little bit here. Some wicks here. I mean, are you getting that? Maybe. I don't have a clear bias, Calamity, to be honest with you. 4 hour again. I think I would personally sit myself right on the fence on that one. Maybe you're coming up here from this latest impulse. It's a difficult one for me to read, Calamity, if I'm being honest. I mean, what do you think? Why do you have a long bias? That's probably a better question. Because the way that I look at charts, that is one that I just leave and say I can't make sense of where that's going from a primary trend, secondary or tertiary or any kind of Dow theory, you know, point of view. But you could look at it on smaller time frames and say, well, look, we're just coming up here. We're back to this area. We're pushing on slightly. I think we're going to move up. In which case, yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. Absolutely, see that happening. But those higher time frames are just messy. They're just messy. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking, and we'll go back to it. And I'll just do my scan. Any other questions or thoughts on the market? Put in the chat. Be good to have a little discussion. Aussie CAD, nothing there for me. Already gone. This may be interesting to see how I kind of do it. So Aussie CAD, the movement's done here, so it's something I've just got to let pull back before I potentially get involved. I was looking at down here, didn't quite set up. Something I just move on from Aussie CAD. Aussie Swiss is another one. Looks like all these Aussie pairs for me are probably off. But I mean, if we look at recent price action, I mean, look at this. You know, if you're someone who gets involved in something to do with this, you'll be loving that. But I cannot get involved in anything like that because I just don't know where we're going. I don't know where we're going. Aussie Kiwi. Not for me. Aussie Singapore again, not for me. The Aussie is certainly pushing. The Aussie is certainly pushing. So how's your guys' months been? In terms of ROI to this point, are you up? Are you negative? Are you positive? Silver says he's only taken one trade. How are you lot doing? Hopefully better than me. You're +3, brilliant, Silver. Which trade was that? Was that your +3%? That's brilliant, mate. That's well done. I'll tell you something. I would love to be +3%. In this market, pulling out 3% is very impressive. Kiwi dollar. Brilliant. Was down 3.5 first week. Stuck to the plan. Sitting around +5. Brilliant. Bloody hell, you guys should be up here doing this. 5% in January. That's a lovely way to start the year. And funny, January is usually actually a good month for me. Statistically speaking, I usually do quite well in January. I think the last 2 years, I mean, last year was 10. I think last year was a couple single digit gain. But obviously not this one. Obviously not this one. But this is another thing about funding, right? Is that I wouldn't care if you're on your personal account, you don't care. But because you're getting close to that, it just adds another psychological element into, even with keeping all my profits in. And fair enough, I know I risk 2%, which I know is a little bit probably larger than most. But then I probably make up for the fact that I don't take many trades. So it's kind of, works itself out. Gold's had a hell of a run. Look at that. Had a hell of a run, gold. I think I was trying to get involved, but nothing really setting up there for me. But that's a nice setup. But yeah, just nothing for me to get involved in from what I like. A great movement in gold. Fair, I'm long at 8,753. Looking at last week's sell as a pullback, hit 50% fib. Okay, I'll look at it again. again. Ugh. ECB Hawkage, Bank of England temporary support in pound, but I think they have to increase government spending to lower the rate cap, inflation sticker in the EU, so hold. Okay. Fundamental bias, yeah. Absolutely. I'm not going to comment too much on the fundies. I'm not a big fundies guy, but certainly would make sense, yeah. Certainly would make sense. Brent as well, nothing there. Bitcoin's having a bit of a move, huh? It's whether this sustains or not. Thoughts on Bitcoin for 2023? Or thoughts on crypto for 2023? Anybody dollar cost averaging in? Because, I mean, maybe I'm more relatively bullish, but some of them don't look too bad. You know, a couple gaps that have just moved. You know, for example, Bitcoin not even come back to fill that gap, and kind of off we go. So whether it's getting a little bit too climactic for a counter trend move, that would be my worry. Look for exit, read rejections better, yeah. Best of both. Two what's the saying? Two heads are better than one sometimes. Appreciate that, mate. Euro Aussie, I mean, Euro Aussie is something I like short, but once we pushed on here, came back down. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this pushed on as well. So Euro Aussie is not something I'm interested in. Came down, was looking at a V reversal here. Looking at the V reversal here, didn't come back and give me what I wanted and just broken through, so off we go again. Euro CAD, nothing there. This is what it's been like for 2 months for me, just looking through and hoping to find something that I like to get involved in. Euro Swiss, nothing there right now. Okay, Euro Pound. Morning, Leon. How you doing, buddy? Hope you are well. I mean, yeah, if this is what I would like. If Euro Pound gets up here, right? If price action comes up here, right, and does something and breaks through that area, then you probably say, yeah, comfortable with that. If we can get that follow through in Euro Pound, yeah, I'd be much comfortable. But obviously, with where it is, price action just ain't very nice. It just ain't very nice. We're getting a lot of these breaks and failures, basically. You know, you could look at this as, okay, we've broken the highs. We come back down. We've taken stops out, whether they call that stop, liquidity, whatever you want to call it, and then we off, you know. So we're taking stops here, we're taking stops here, then off we go to the upside from this technical recent trend. But then would you call that the recent trend? Because we had the pullback, we broke above the highs, we come down, we broke those. But I wouldn't mind actually looking at that as stops, off we go, depending on how that daily closes today, because you have had some rejection up here, or maybe just some little bit of accumulation. Again, a little push on that 4 hour. I would like it better long. But yeah, if you gave me a choice, if you put a gun to my head and say long or short, I'd probably be long with you. Probably be long with you, Euro Pound. Anyone have things that they're looking at? Maybe that I'd like. Euro Yen, another one. Maybe looking for shorts, but the level's not very clean. Come in here. Maybe something that from a daily perspective, again, not very nice. Euro NZD, I don't mind. This won't be an aggressive entry, but I'm looking for this to come back down here. Something like this to break to the downside. I still think that would be something I would like to get involved in. I still don't mind where the dailies are. You probably would expect this to come, you know, if we're looking short, I would want this to kind of go pretty soon in terms of calling this as a pullback, but again, you'd probably expect it to start falling before it's still getting propped up here. But then you could look at it as, you know, your pullback, you could look at this maybe, break below. -4%, yeah, just join the club, mate. Please help. it's 4% is fine, Pankaj, depending on your risk. You know, as long as you're not risking 4% on one trade. But if you're down 4%, that you're taking it. Remember, we got to take a long-term view. So we're not trying to get back 4% today or tomorrow. We're trying to get it. We're trying to make our 20+% by the end of the year. So that's why then it's not a bad thing. It's, you know, if I'm going to take a loss on the month, I'd rather it be January because I've got a long time to recover it. Maybe. But 4% is nothing. You know, you've got to be able to handle it. I know it's not great, but there'll be many times in a trading career where you're down 4%. Trust me, you've got to be able to handle that. I know it takes time, but there's no need to be desperate. You know, as long as whether you're trading properly with your strategy, with your risk management, or you're kind of gambling. Gambling will be anything else by not having any of those written down, not having a strategy, not having your risk management, not having your trade management all written down so you know exactly what you're doing, you're robotic in nature, then that's gambling. So, yeah. Let me know, Pankaj, how long you've been trading, but 4% ain't a big thing. Pound Aussie, another one that's gone down. Can't get involved in that. I've got a feeling I'm going to have nothing to look at today. Pound CAD, no. Still in sell position in GJ, 160.5. Okay, I'll get into GJ. But remember, it's just this. I'm not in GJ. I'm probably not trading it. It's just a bias. You should be doing exactly what your strategy says, and use how you're feeling now to kind of develop that, mate. You know, so for example, if I'm in a trade, well, actually, if I'm in a trade with GJ, I've actually got different trade management because it's very volatile. So once I see a shift in momentum from my trade, I'm out. In every single one else, in normal circumstances, I take now half off at 2 to 1 R, and I trail the swings. So that's my plan. GJ. I mean, GJ, you've got this here, right? I don't mind that. Daily. I'm getting that rounding effect on the daily, right? GJ 4 hours a mess, yeah, it does. Get it up in here. If we take recent price action, you can say this is your V reversal. Bit of rejection tomorrow. Or today, or yesterday, sorry. Bit more risk on sentiment. 4 hour. I mean, are you getting from a 4-hour perspective, are you getting that kind of accumulation phase? Do you know what? I actually don't mind that, Stephen, to be honest with you. Out of everything that I've looked at, from that latest impulse here, B, C, the problem is that 200. You've got confluence there with your weekly. Yeah. No, have you actually have a say? Absolutely have a say. I mean, it could be something that you really like. I could say, well, that I think that's a mess. For example, Euro pound. If someone really likes it, I think, man, it's a little bit of a mess. You know, it's all about how you look at it. So, absolutely say it. But this is what I'm looking at here. ABC latest impulse, break a B wave, a couple of bars of accumulation. You could call this a V reversal in here. You got your head and shoulders. Push on, but again, this is the problem. I can't trade it because of that 200, right? I can't trade it because of that 200. But I actually don't mind that. Again, pankaj. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. You've got to stick to your plan. This is what I see on the charts. I could be very wrong. I've been wrong quite a lot of times in the last 3 months, okay? However, I don't mind it. If you can get a push through B wave here, right? If you can get a push through there, you still have a lot of barriers to movement to the upside. You know, you could look at this accumulation outside bullish engulfer on the weekly. Daily, you're rounding. I think the daily is a mess. But there's an argument there for long, and I wouldn't mind that. But again, Pankaj, you stick to your plan. If you're, what are you on? 160, 160.5. So you're in profit. I thought you would be like, I thought you're heavily in loss. 169, 160.9. Yeah, I agree. I do think, again, there is that barriers here, that this obviously significant level. You've got the fact that it is still counter trend, but there's certainly a bias there that I would actually rather be long than short right now, personally. Not bad, but again, I can't trade it for myself, but just looking at price action, doesn't look too bad. Pound New Zealand, nothing. Get off my screen, I'm not trading you. Pound dollar. Pound dollar. Pound dollar could be setting up. If it accumulates, I don't want to break now, but if it accumulates, it could be potentially setting up here for a break to the upside. Chart looks okay. Let's have a look at the weekly. Your weekly V, looking a bit less like trend continuation now. Broken areas. Structure has been broken. Pound USD. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. This is your daily setup, right? Pound USD could be something. I'll put that on my watch list, actually. So these are all gone. Still got a few days to potentially set up on pound dollar. I still like dollar shorts. I know we're kind of not really moving, but we're kind of going a wee bit down. But something I wouldn't mind looking at, daily or 4-hour. Getting a possible cut with handle. It is, do I want to say trend? I probably would say trend. Probably would say trend right now. But it's got a little bit more, again, from a daily or potentially from a 4-hour perspective, but probably better to look at this daily to start. We need to digest this initial structure, this first structure, again, which is a pullback from this latest impulse. Pretty healthy. Nice outside bullish engulfer here. Push up above these moving averages. but we need a little bit more. Remember that kind of 30 to 50% rule that I have. So we're looking at this kind of digestion phase before I can take a break to the upside on pound dollar. So a few more days, which may actually coincide if we look at the dollar index, right? If we look at the dollar index, yeah, okay, it is starting to move, but we could potentially have a possible bit of resistance at this area. We could. Maybe we come back up for a week. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But if we do get a bit of support into that dollar, that may be good for accumulation or a slight pullback in that pound dollar as a pullback strength before we move to the upside. So obviously if it breaks, I can't get involved. But pound dollar, not bad. Pound dollar's not bad. Can you look at Swiss yen 1 hour short 140.6 Swiss yen? 1 hour short. Oh, I see what you're looking at. Yeah, I like the context, Silver. I'll tell you that right now. That's where you're going, right? 140.6, I presume. Yeah, okay. Daily with trend. Nothing there. I mean, would you call that a dark cloud cover? Probably not. Maybe not. I mean, yeah, silver, yeah. I don't mind that, actually. Needs to come down now, though, right? So I presume you're looking here. So yeah. Something like that. Yeah, I could see the bias there, actually. I'm going to look at that, actually. I don't mind that. I'll keep an eye on that as well. Swiss yen short. Swiss yen, obviously, my favorite pair. Because you are, I mean, there's certainly it's going down, right? Certainly the bias on the daily. You could look at this as potentially pullback complete. Are we getting a little bit of volume coming in? We've got the 200 there, rejection. We are coming down within this. That's what you're looking for. Weekly again looks better short than it does long. Momentum failing to the upside. Yeah, don't mind that. You know, pullback kind of complete here. Off we go down. From there, retested it. Yeah, I like that. The 200, yeah, but you're expecting, I mean, depending if you're taking a break, and again, if this pushes on, then it's obviously off. But if it does break through, so if it does break through, let's say we're getting our ABC here, right? ABC, whatever it does, and it comes back down, your 200 will be there, so your retest will be around that 200, possibly around the 20. Catalyst, a bit of volume to go down. That would be great. That would be a very nice trade, I think. But this needs to come down, and if it wants to push, unfortunately, that for me that would take it away, which is what we're seeing a lot of right now, right? Nothing really setting up quite nicely, but if it does come down, yeah, absolutely, I would like that. Absolutely, silver. That's nice. That's nice. Good spot. I didn't spot that. Good spot. Right, nothing in the indexes there for me. The dollar again. The dollar I do like short. It's just not ready yet. Not quite ready to move. It's getting close. I mean, there will be some movement soon. We could have a little bit of pullback strength, but I don't want to say that yet because it's not giving me a reason to say we're pulling back, right? If I got a proper reason on the daily or potentially at the end of this week, I'd say, okay, maybe a little bit of pullback strength coming in the dollar. But at the moment, you know, we've corrected through time here. I still like this dollar short play. I really do. And I'm going to continue with that bias. Dollar short until it tells me otherwise. No, you're getting your squeeze into the area here. Right, you squeeze into the area here. From a price action point of view, again, I can't trade it because of the weekly. I'm not trading it because of the weekly. Again, probably just a little bit too extended for me to go short from a trading perspective, i.e. from a 4-hour breakout. But in terms of purely price action, like it short. Dollar shorts, I still continue to like. So what I would be looking at, if you're looking at dollar short plays, potentially, look for that real break. So that break and close on small time frames, or obviously I like the 4-hour. Break and close under here. Yeah, you could see potentially the dollar have another leg to the downside. Dollar shorts. Dollar shorts. USD Mexican 30-minute. Okay, I'll get to that. That's at my bottom, and I'll have a look at that as well, silver. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. NASDAQ. I have to say, I do like where these markets are. You know, I do like where the S&P is. I do. I'm bullish for 2023. I am bullish. Unless we break, if we break underneath here, right, I'm probably not. But since we haven't done that, I'm still bullish. I'm recommending everybody buy up some stocks. Buy up some good value stocks to hold. What a discount. Actually, I wrote everything down. Let me see if I have this. So these are the ones that I'm only looking at, right? Where is it? And again, this was a few days ago, so this might not be exactly right, but you know, so the stocks that I would particularly are looking at buying is Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, Google, and Bitcoin. Now, again, all of these will be 5%, but you're looking at Nvidia down 100%, Apple's down 35%, Amazon's down 100%, Microsoft's down 40%, Tesla's down 200%, Google's down 80%, and Bitcoin's down 200%. You know, so for me, again, I think 70% will be going to the S&P, but these are the other individual stocks I'll be looking at. That is just a discount, right? I know some people might say Bitcoin, yeah, but I'm putting less into Bitcoin and Tesla than I am in the Googles, Microsoft, Amazon, Apples, and Nvidias. I don't think you can argue with that value, right? So, again, when I was doing the maths, in 3 years, I'd be, you know, in terms of a full portfolio, and again, I was doing this compared to the house rental. You know, I think you can get a 40% return in 3 years, potentially even a 30. Again, the way that I'm trying to structure it. Just value. It's just so much value there. So much value. Anyway, S&P I like to the upside. A break above here, a clear break above. We had a good day yesterday at B-Wave. I like that. You know, not from a trade. It's not a trade, but move to the upside. I'm at work, so I will watch later. Can you explain really quick the payout scale on SAI? Yeah. So with my one, I know they've added a different one in. I'm not sure which package you'd be looking at. Actually, I think I need to figure out which one we give away, whether it be the normal or the new dynamic giveaway. So if you don't know, if you're watching on StockNet, on Simplicity Trading, which should be launching soon, a nightmare, 3 years later, hopefully a week on Monday, we give away a 5,000 StockNet account, the account that I'm doing right now, every month to one member. So the payouts, I believe with mine, I can take as much as I want, right? If I'm up in profit, let's say on my last scale on the 75K, I made 7,500, right? I would be entitled to 55% of that. And I think it goes up in 5% increments every scale. So I'm sure I'm again, I don't know because I haven't asked. I'm not interested in taking a payout just yet. I think I'm 60 now. 320 is 65 percent payoff. 640 is 70, and then a million is 75%. I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's roughly around that area. So every time your account gets larger, you get a bigger payoff split. And it starts, the minimum, it starts at 50. So on the smaller accounts, I believe it's not lower than 50%, but on the smaller accounts is 50. And then I think it goes up in 5%. And then, but maybe if you're on the 5K, 10K, 20, I think maybe it stays at 50 until you're on 80, 160, 320, then it starts going up. I think that's what they do, I believe. But you can take whatever, you can take 5% out, you can take it all out. It's all up to you how much money you want to take out or what percentage you want to take out. I don't know if you're still here, but let me know if that answers your question. Okay, UK 100. Nice potential little ABC here. Complex pullback from this impulse. Didn't quite, I was looking at this here, didn't quite get an entry for it. Again, hindsight is always easy, right? Hindsight is always easy. This is what I was looking at. This is why I always say you get sometimes a good break from B wave, as I was talking about with GJ. So we've got an ABC here, right? And look at the move we've had as a break of B. You know, I love breaks of B wave. Watch it, you'll see it time and time again. Again, not all work, nothing always works, but a B wave break. And certainly, I think what I didn't like about this is this wasn't quite enough from this latest impulse. If it hadn't been as extensive, if we probably had some accumulation here or a pullback here and then we go, this would be a lot better for me. But you know, you've got your complex pullback, you've got your kind of head and shoulders there, you've got your accumulation back to that 20, and you've got your break above B wave. I like seeing that. That's really nice for me, and that's how I resonate with market. That's how I like to see markets. Breaks of B waves and off we go, continuing with that trend. $4 here, and also why I do like the ABC is when you see stuff like this. You know, you get, you know, if you come up and we get an ABC and you get a hammer bar exactly like this that just takes out these stops underneath B wave. Again, I'll do a workshop for the new people on the ABC specifically, because it's quite interesting to go through the reason why that I like it from a technical perspective. But you do expect stops here, and off we go to the upside. Potentially. I do think we need a bit more on the daily. Maybe we don't. You're getting your V. This is not bad. In your V reversal here on the 1 hour. 200 is an issue. 200 is a problem here. Yeah, I'll add that in. That's not. I'll watch that. The UK 100 long. UK 100 long. 30 min 1 hour. V-Rev trend. That's not bad. Let's see how it sets up. Again, this 200 could be an issue, but that's don't have to take it. I'm just watching it. The Dow Jones, nothing there for me, although I, again, don't mind it long. Bias is long. Into the last couple of pairs. Again, let me know. Shout out anything you guys want me to look at. I don't know if me going through this helps some of you, seeing how I personally do it. It's okay, but I'd rather have this with NZD CAD again, just from this move. Just not enough for me yet to go long. Looking at that 4 hour potential breakout, just not enough for me. Another one again that right now in this position, not happy to take at all. NZD CAD. New Zealand Swiss, no. I was looking at that as a V reversal, didn't quite get it, and good trade not taken. Kiwi yen, nope, nothing there. Kiwi dollar. You're not still in this silver, right? You are, yeah. It's not bad, you know. I mean, it's not bad. Even if we take it from here, But that, you're coming back in. I like the idea of it. Again, not that that plays a role, but I do like the idea of Kiwi dollar shorts. I mean, Kiwi dollar longs. It's just this daily. Do I like this daily? Because we see a lot of the weekly might come into play, but not for our trade right now. Certainly not for our 2 to 1 hour. Just because of this, you know. So what I would be worried about is, you know, something like this where you try and get a breakout here, you're fake because it's, again, not quite enough for me. We get stopped out. Similar to euro pound, actually, the kind of euro pound price action before we move to the upside. So Kiwi dollar 4 hour. I put it on the watch list. Why not? There's nothing stopping me continuing to watch it. Certainly, if it comes up and gives us another potential pullback, I don't think it's something that I'll take, but it's something that I can potentially watch. Kiwi dollar longs, doesn't look too bad. Looks good on the 30-minute. Yeah, it does. It does indeed. I couldn't have that as a breakout retest because it doesn't have enough volume. I mean, you could say relative volume is obviously a lot more. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't look bad actually on that smaller time frames. I think you've just put it where I'm just looking now, right? Yeah, okay. That would probably be, because if you look at this pullback, right, you could look at that as your ABC, right? So you're taking the break from B wave. You're looking at here, ABC, break up there, yeah. That's oh, fuck's sake. Let me get my zone in. Yeah, I mean, yeah, another one that's not bad, right? So something like this needs for me, a little bit more secondary structure for taking this as this area. Let's say we're taking this our first structure, we need a little bit more here. Breakout retest, then that would look nice. Kiwi dollar to the upside. Yeah, I'll watch that. Maybe something I would have to come back to it tomorrow. But do I think it pushes? Probably, yeah. I think it pushes before I get involved. I could get involved anyway. I like it long. I do like it long. I just worry a little bit of that volatility. USD CAD I like as well. USD CAD I do like. I had this on my list. I took it off. But I'm going to put this back on. My issue is this 200 on the daily. But whether we get 2 to 1 before it hits that, then that's okay. weekly counter trend, but I like where this daily is. If we're getting a possible, you know, larger complex here, where we're coming down again, we're looking to make money on this area. And if we don't get C wave, we don't come down and have a complex on that weekly, then yeah, continue on down. 4 hour perspective is nice. No aggressive entry in here, looking for a potential breakout. Your reversal, your accumulation, your digestion of this impulse for a breakdown. That's probably the nicest one on that I've looked at today so far, USD CAD. I like that USD CAD short. 4 hour VREV. It is counter trend move. It is certainly counter trend. So what am I looking at here, USD CAD? It needs to come pretty soon, right? It needs to come pretty soon. So really, I'm looking for a break. Because if it does this and it accumulates a little bit more, that this digestion period is too much for me. So it would need to kind of go now. Okay, I'm gonna look at that after the stream in a little bit more depth and detail. But yeah, we're just at the I mean, look at this, right? Look at this. How often do we see this? Stops, taken, off we go. I mean, I'm part of it as well because I got that done in USD NOK, but I wouldn't be surprised if that came down now. So I'm gonna watch that. So 4 hour, I'll be able to go down to 30 minute to get my latest anchor. So looking at a break, I'm not as worried about this area or this, you know, just looking for a break underneath this zone. Latest swing, so ideally what we would do on the 30 minute is we would have relatively healthy price action going into it before a break, in which case you get your stop there rather than your stop up there, which it used to be. You take your 2 to 1, which will be before that 200 on the daily, and you just let it ride with dollar again looking relatively short. So USD CAD I like. I'll watch that today and see how it sets up. Certainly. Swiss, another one that could potentially come later on in the week from this area. We like where it is short. We're looking at a break of, you know, coming out of this corrective to the downside. USD Swiss looks not the best on higher time frames at all. Again, higher time frames. I'll go back on that. I wouldn't take that. Sorry. I'll take that back. This is just too extended for me. Too extended for me to go short right now on USD Swiss. USD yen, actually, Martin, we talked about USD yen, did we? So are we getting USD yen, that rejection around that 20? You've got your evening star here, albeit you wanted a different volume signature, but you're getting a bit of an increased volume yesterday. So do we have that, you know, 20 pullback, which we've seen, continue on in that downward fashion? Maybe. In saying that, the 4 hours maybe not looking as bearish as it does on the daily. But we could be in this wedging structure. Theory dictates we move to the downside, depending if we come up and we do this. Let's see. USD yen, wait for a little bit more confirmation for me before, not that I'm looking at trading it, but need a little bit more confirmation, I'd say, on USD yen. Path of least resistance is still to the downside. USD Mexican silver, 30 minutes short. Yep. $30 short. Impulse here, kind of going back down now. The only worry is that ABC, right? That would be the worry from here, to kind of digest this impulse, or an AB shallow C. Again, I guess if it does that, you're not going to get involved in it, right? Because it would push on from the area. But in saying that, it doesn't have to. Weekly's good. That weekly's great. So that would take precedence, right? That weekly is very nice. Again, ready to move. Looks like it's potentially just getting started. Do you know what? I like that as well. What is the I look positive. You just worry. I do check a little bit more about the swaps now. Positive swap on a short, which is brilliant. I'll tell you what, silver, I'm going to add that to my list as well, because I don't mind that at all. USD Mexican short. 30-minute, 1 hour, cut with handle. Trend. Yep, like that, silver, well done. I particularly like that weekly. As I said, the daily and the 4 hour, maybe you could say, well, but I like where the weekly is, which kind of says, look, if this goes, which is ultimately what we're doing, right? If this goes, where could it go? It could continue on down. You've got an okay. For me, personally, I would use the latest swing for my stop location, right? So latest swing, come down. This is essentially all I'm looking for as we, oh, should I say, silver's looking for, that's put me on. Come down here, you got your head and shoulders in there. Back to that 20. Catalyst for entry on increased volume. Move to the downside. Yeah, like that, silver. Like that. Definitely like that. Yeah, I think the weekly makes you want to do that, right? And it's certainly when you add in the fact that you've got a very decent, or let's say a positive swap to the downside, which is obviously another bonus. I could look at USD NOK daily. I could continue to potentially look at the daily. One thing I would have liked for this daily setup is for it to come down and actually tag this area. That's my only issue with this. If it came down and properly tagged, we want to see more, again, more hits on the door when we're taking breakout levels. Let that level become less significant as time goes on. So USD NOK, unfortunately, even though I really like it, and I do think it comes down, and I think personally, I got caught with all the retail possibly for that short move to the downside. But hey, it happens, right? USD SEK is another nice one, though. We're underneath this 200. 20 kind of curling over. Be looking here, right? Kind of similar to USD Mexican. So USD SEK is another one I like. See, we're getting all these potential USD shorts. So I like USD SEK, similar to USD Mexican. Yeah, but that's it. It's just getting involved in that one that goes, right? Excuse me. Just getting involved in that one that goes, because you know you get movements like this. You know, you don't really care. It's why I like some of the exotics is for those movements essentially. But yes, I agree. It is harder to trade. Singapore is gone, nothing there for me, and the last one is USD ZAR. USD ZAR, which I kind of do like this pair, to be fair. Getting a possible ABC here. Maybe you can look at a C-wave break if it comes back up, but nothing for me on USD ZAR today. So actually got a little bit better as we went along. A few things to look at. Swiss yen shorts I like. All of these actually I don't mind. I think UK 100 we probably won't get. USD Mexican I like. USD SEC I like. Pound USD, Pound USD short. That shouldn't be short, right? That should be long. Written in that wrong. Pound USD, I put it on. Yeah, sorry, this is long, not short. Got a bit to go. Kiwi dollar again, a little bit to go. USD CAD I do like. I'll be watching that today. So these are the ones, actually 5 pairs to look at for today, which is actually not bad. Shit, I've been online for an hour. Just realized that. Well done, Silver. Got a few good ones there. But yeah, so that's my watch list for today, guys. That's it usually does take me around an hour to scan the pairs. I'm not sure if you guys are the same. One of my favorite times of the day, I whack my music on. But obviously this morning I can't. Yeah, hopefully you got some value there. Appreciate you all joining. Anything else, let me know now before I head off. Any other questions, I will let you know. Simplicity again, probably likely a week on Monday. This month it's been 3 years. Can you believe that? 3 years since I started the process of setting up the website and the company here in Dubai, which was originally going to be RTFX. So I probably made every mistake in the fucking book on website development and stuff in Dubai, but you live and learn, right? Can't believe it's been 3 years. Unbelievable. I've basically wasted an extra company because I was essentially developed for 2 companies where I only needed 1. But hey, what can you do? Huh? It's like trading. You live and learn. You get better as you go along. It's the same with everything. And that mindset, it's funny, that mindset that I probably didn't have before. Oh yeah, I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. Megan says that to me all the time. But that mindset that I've developed from trading, where, you know, before I don't think I used to think the same, where it's like I would just be like, well, oh, you know, fuck this, or, you know, I can't be arsed with this, or, you know, just quitting. Let's say quitting. But now it's like, well, I've learned this. It's just a completely mental shift into instead of saying, no, fuck this, it's like, okay, now I've learned something, I go on and get better, you know. And whether you guys are the same, let me know. But that's what I feel. But it's a fucking nightmare. It's just like this. Okay, now we need this. Now we need this. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm running out of money here. So anyway, that was a joke, by the way. But it is certainly things come up. We need more money. We need more of this. I'm like, fuck. Great business to be in, that's for sure. Should learn how to code. Anyway, that's enough for today. Thanks, guys, for joining. I appreciate it. If you are here, hit the like button. Need to keep saying, yeah. I know, probably I needed to sell the house for that, Silver. Jesus. I haven't got an offer on it yet, unfortunately. They're doing the pictures. But yeah, a little bit of equity from that house would be nice, to be honest with you. It would be nice. But I need, yeah, let's see. Hopefully Simplicity launches soon, but no, yeah. All right, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Peace.